Welcome back to World Coins History. You've heard the saying, old is gold, but these rare state $quarter coins that are worth more than you might imagine. Before you watch entire video and comment if you find one of these, who knows? Your next treasure could be hiding a fortune. Let's dive in. Top 1, today. I'm going to take you deep into the fascinating world of one very special coin that has captured the hearts of collectors all over the country, the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter. Now, I promise you, this isn't your ordinary pocket change. This coin is full of hidden secrets, wild errors, and shocking values that might just surprise you. So, if you're a true coin lover, a curious collector, or even someone who's just stumbled across an old quarter and wondered if it's worth something, then stay right here with me, don't skip a second of this video. Because what you're about to learn could turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure. Let's start with a little background that sets the stage for just how meaningful this coin is. The year 1999 was the very first year of the U.S. State Quarters program, a groundbreaking idea from the U.S. Mint to honor each of the 50 states with a special design. And Connecticut, the Constitution state, got its turn that same year. On the reverse side of this quarter, you'll find something truly iconic, the majestic charter oak tree. That tree wasn't just any tree, it was a powerful symbol of freedom and resistance, where Connecticut's royal charter was once hidden to protect it from the British. Now just think about that, every time you hold this coin, you're holding a symbol of liberty, of American bravery, of a story rooted in the soil of history. That's why collectors don't just see metal when they look at the Connecticut quarter. They see emotion, they see legacy, but it doesn't end there. What really sets this coin apart from others minted that year, and the reason it gets coin hunters absolutely thrilled, is the incredible rarity of certain errors and conditions that make it skyrocket in value. That's right, some of these coins aren't just historically significant, they're also worth a lot of money. Let me walk you through some of the known rare versions of this quarter that can blow your mind. One of the biggest things collectors look for is the off-center strike. This is when the coin wasn't aligned correctly when stamped, causing part of the design to be pushed off the edge. Some Connecticut quarters with this type of error can fetch hundreds of dollars, depending on how far off-center the strike is. Then there are double die errors. These are fascinating because the letters or images on the coin appear to be doubled, especially noticeable in the words Connecticut or E pluribus unum. Some of these double die errors are so rare and so crisp in their doubling, collectors will pay top dollar to get their hands on them. Another crazy rare mistake to watch out for is the missing clad layer. Normally, quarters are made from a copper core sandwiched between layers of nickel. But in a few wild cases, the outer layer is missing on one side, revealing a strange, coppery look. These coins almost always catch the eye of dealers and auction houses, and the values can be stunning. And don't forget about strike-through errors. That's when something, like grease, debris, or even a tiny fiber, gets in between the die and the coin during minting. These errors are often unique, like fingerprints from the minting process itself, and that makes them super collectible. But here's where it gets even more exciting: condition matters. If you've got a 1999 Connecticut quarter in mint state condition, especially graded MS65 or higher, you could be sitting on something extremely valuable. The shine, the sharpness of detail, the lack of scratches, it all adds up. Some of these mint state quarters have been sold in auctions for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Imagine flipping through an old coin jar in your house, and suddenly you find one with barely any wear, a flawless tree, and that clean bright luster that screams, perfect condition. You might just have a coin worth a whole lot more than 25 cents, and collectors everywhere are on the hunt. This quarter isn't just rare in certain forms, it's in high demand across the community. People are chasing those errors, those mint state pieces, those unique variants. It's not just about money, it's about the thrill of the find. The Connecticut quarter is like a magnet for collectors, whether they're beginners or seasoned veterans. It holds this magical mix of historical pride, natural beauty, and the thrill of potential profit. Now, if you're someone just getting into coin collecting, I want to give you a little advice, something that could help you make smarter choices and maybe even strike gold in your own collection. First, look closely at your change. Sounds simple, right? But you'd be amazed at how many valuable coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight. Don't just look at the front of the coin, inspect the back. Zoom in on the tree, the text, the edges. Is everything centered properly? Are the letters clear or do they look doubled? Is there any discoloration or strange texture? These are all clues that you might have something special. Second, get a good magnifying glass and start learning the tiny details. Train your eye to spot differences. It takes patience, but it's a skill that can lead you to some unbelievable finds. You're not just collecting coins, you're uncovering hidden stories. Third, if you find a coin that looks promising, don't clean it. Ever. Cleaning can destroy its value. Keep it safe, dry, and protected. Then, if you think it might be valuable, take it to a reputable coin dealer or get it professionally graded. The value of grading is real, it can make the difference between a few dollars and a few hundred. Fourth, stay curious. Learn more about each year, each design, each possible error. The more you know, the more powerful your collecting becomes. And when it comes to the 1999 Connecticut quarter, knowledge is absolutely everything. Let's wrap it all up with this. The 1999 Connecticut state quarter is so much more than just a piece of spare change. It's a tribute to America's fight for independence. It's a piece of living history. And for the right person holding the right coin, it's a ticket to big value. This coin has the power to transform a regular day into an unforgettable discovery. Whether you're flipping through coins at home, browsing at a flea market, or searching rolls from the bank, always keep your eyes open for that shining tree from Connecticut. Because who knows, you might just uncover a coin that's not only rare, not only beautiful, but also incredibly valuable. And now for the part you've all been waiting for. How much could this coin really be worth? If you've got a standard 1999 Connecticut quarter from circulation, in used condition, its original face value is just 25 cents. But if you happen to come across one with a significant error like a double die, off-center strike, or missing clad layer, you could be looking at values starting from $50 and going up to several hundred. And for those ultra-rare, mint state examples, especially ones graded MS67 or higher, some have sold for over $1,000, yes, one single quarter, worth over $1,000, so, coin lovers, collectors, and history fans, never underestimate what might be hiding in your change. Keep searching, keep learning, and stay passionate, because the next great treasure might just be sitting in your pocket right now. Top 2. Alright, get ready for a journey into one of the most eye-catching and exciting coins in the United States quarter series, because today we're diving deep into the 2002 Ohio quarter dollar, and trust me, you do not want to miss a single second of this, because what looks like a simple coin might actually hold something incredibly rare, possibly worth hundreds and even thousands of dollars if you're lucky enough to spot the right features on it. Now let me take you into the story, the history, and the hidden value of this incredible coin that has become one of the most talked about pieces among collectors across the country. And once you find out what makes this quarter so special, you'll never look at your pocket change the same way again. So stay close to this video, listen with your full attention, and if you're a coin collector, a beginner coin hunter, or someone who loves to discover treasure hiding in plain sight, then this might just be the moment where you learn something that changes your collection forever. Now, the Ohio State Quarter was officially released in 2002 as part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program. It honored the great state of Ohio, known as the birthplace of aviation pioneers, and the coin beautifully celebrates this legacy in its design, showing an astronaut floating above the outline of the state with the Wright Flyer in the background, such a powerful image symbolizing American courage, exploration, and innovation. And if that doesn't make the coin already feel like a special piece of history, then just wait until we start talking about the errors and conditions that make certain versions of this coin incredibly rare and valuable. Because yes, my friends, some of these quarters are absolute gold mines for collectors, and they're out there right now waiting to be found. There are stories of people who have picked up Ohio quarters in everyday change and later discovered they were holding a rare version that ended up selling for big money. That thrill, the rush. of discovering something valuable is what makes collecting coins such an exciting journey, and this 2002 Ohio quarter is right in the center of that excitement. One of the most attractive things about this quarter is how rich the symbolism is, and that's part of what fuels its desirability. It's not just a coin, it's a celebration of American history and innovation that alone makes it a must-have for serious collectors. But when you add the factor of mint errors and grading rarity, then it becomes a whole different level of collectible. Let's talk about some of the rare errors that have been found on the 2002 Ohio quarter that truly set it apart from the rest, because this is where the value really begins to soar. There have been reported double die errors on the Ohio quarter, and these can show up in the lettering, especially on the word Ohio, or in the fine details of the right flyer and the astronaut. These doubling effects can be very subtle or very obvious depending on the strike, but either way, when a coin shows clear doubling under magnification, it can become instantly desirable and highly valuable among collectors. Another important type of error found in some rare Ohio quarters is the off-center strike. Imagine a coin where the entire design is pushed slightly to one side, leaving a blank crescent on the opposite edge. These off-center strikes are visual errors that jump right out at you, and collectors go wild for them. The more dramatic the off-center effect, the more the value rises. And that's what makes this type of error so thrilling. And then there are the missing clad layer errors, which are extremely sought after in modern coinage. Quarters are normally made with a copper core covered by a nickel layer on both sides, but sometimes a coin is struck with one of those outer layers missing, which leaves it with a coppery tone on one side, and this not only makes the coin stand out in color but also dramatically increases its value. Collectors love these anomalies because they represent rare mistakes that aren't supposed to happen. But here's something a lot of beginners don't realize: even without a mint error, a regular 2002 Ohio quarter in perfect condition can be very valuable, especially when it is professionally graded at mint state 65 or higher. These are pristine examples showing zero wear with full details and rich luster, and when you have a coin like that, especially if it's been certified by a grading service, then it can fetch a high price on the market. That's why condition is everything in this world of collecting, and if you've got a clean, sharp, brilliant example of this Ohio quarter, you should absolutely consider getting it graded, because the jump in value from ungraded to certified mint state can be huge. It's not uncommon for a regular quarter to be worth face value, but once it gets a high grade, that same coin can turn into a collectible worth well over $100 or even $200. Now let's share some quick and powerful tips for collectors, especially if you're just starting out and you want to sharpen your skills and maybe even make some valuable finds. Start by paying close attention to every Ohio quarter you come across, especially ones from rolls, bank bags, or coin jars, because some of the rarest coins have been found in the most unexpected places. Don't overlook what might seem like an ordinary coin at first glance. Get yourself a good quality magnifier and a bright light and start studying the small details. Look at the lettering, the lines in the astronaut, the wings of the right flyer, and the state outline. Tiny doubling, extra lines, or even signs of weak striking could all indicate something valuable. Always hold on to coins that appear in better than average condition, especially ones that look bright and shiny with no major scratches or wear, and try to handle them only by the edges to avoid adding fingerprints or damage that could lower the value. And remember this big tip: never clean your coins. Cleaning a coin, even gently, can destroy its surface and reduce its value by a large amount. Collectors prefer coins with natural aging or toning over artificially cleaned ones, so keep your finds just the way they are and store them safely in a protective sleeve or case. Keep yourself informed. Join coin forums, visit shows, and follow videos like this one, because the more you learn, the better your chances become of spotting something rare and valuable. And the 2002 Ohio quarter is one of those coins that really rewards careful observation and knowledge. What makes this coin especially exciting is that it is still accessible. It's not locked away in museums or collector vaults like ancient coins might be. It's out there circulating in the world, and that creates this amazing possibility that you could find one today, tomorrow, or next week just by paying attention and knowing what to look for. And the design itself continues to inspire. It's beautiful, it's clean, it's deeply symbolic, and for collectors who are building full state quarter sets, the Ohio coin is one of the shining centerpieces, especially when it comes in high grade or has a dramatic error. That's where the passion comes alive for collectors all over the country. So what does all this mean for you right now? It means that the 2002 Ohio state quarter isn't just another coin, it's a real opportunity. It's a door into the world of collecting where knowledge, skill, and a little bit of luck can reward you with something amazing. It's a coin that belongs in every Serious collection not just because of its beauty but because of its potential. Let this be a reminder that real treasures still exist, and sometimes they hide in places as simple as a pile of coins on your dresser or a forgotten roll at the bottom of your drawer. The Ohio quarter is a reminder of how rich our coinage history is and how rewarding this hobby can be when you stay alert and passionate. Now, as promised, let me tell you what kind of value you could expect if you discover the right kind of Ohio quarter in your collection. If it's a regular circulated example without any errors or special condition, its original face value is just 25 cents, but if you happen to find one with a known mint error like a double die or off-center strike, or if you discover a high-grade mint state coin, especially one graded above MS-66, you could be looking at a value of $100 or even up to $500, and in extremely rare conditions or auction settings it has even touched the $1,000 marquees. That's right, one Ohio quarter possibly worth up to $1,000. Top 3. We're going to talk about a coin that is full of American history, pride, and potential value. The 2000 United States Massachusetts quarter dollar. This isn't just another state quarter, it's a piece of legacy, and it might just be sitting quietly in your coin jar waiting for you to recognize its worth. So don't look away for even a second, because the next few minutes could open your eyes to something truly valuable. This coin isn't ordinary, it's part of one of the most successful programs ever. Launched by the United States Mint, the 50 State Quarters program, and when Massachusetts got its moment in 2000, it came with a design that carried strength, patriotism, and deep historical roots. The coin features the image of a Minuteman holding a rifle standing proudly over an outline of the state. Now, that Minuteman is more than just a figure, it's a powerful reminder of the American Revolution, a symbol of how Massachusetts stood tall and brave in the fight for independence. Collectors love this kind of coin not only for its visual design but because of the powerful story it tells, a story about sacrifice and strength that helped shape the nation. And what makes this coin even more exciting for collectors and treasure seekers is that some versions of this quarter have unexpected and valuable errors, the kind of mistakes that slipped through the minting process and landed straight into the hands of lucky individuals who knew what to look for. And let me tell you, those errors are not just small defects, they're golden opportunities for collectors, because they make the coin rare, harder to find, and extremely attractive for buyers who want that one unique piece to complete their set or add to their display. And that's where your journey begins. If you've got the right eye and the right knowledge, you could spot a Massachusetts quarter that is worth much more than just 25 cents. Some of the most talked about errors in the 2000 Massachusetts quarter include dramatic off-center strikes where the entire design is printed too far to one side, creating a strange blank arc along the edge of the coin. It looks odd, it feels different, and that's what makes it valuable. These coins can be worth many times their face value depending on how off-center the strike is and how well preserved the coin is. Then you have the rare and fascinating double die errors, especially around the text areas of the coin. You might notice that some letters appear slightly thicker or even shadowed with a doubling effect. That's not a trick of the eyes, it's a genuine mint error, and if it's sharp and noticeable, collectors will be more than willing to pay a high premium to own one of these rare variations because they're simply not common in circulation. There's also the striking error of a missing clad layer, where the coin appears oddly copper-toned on one side instead of the usual silvery appearance. Now, this error happens when the nickel outer layer fails to bond properly during minting, and it leaves a copper core exposed. This unique appearance immediately catches the attention of anyone handling the coin and makes it a standout piece in any collection. And yes, these types of errors have been sold for high amounts in auctions and coin shows across the country, but the condition of the coin is just as important as the error itself. So let's talk about grading and why it matters so much in determining a coin's value. Even if your Massachusetts quarter doesn't have a visible error, if it's in near perfect condition with no scratches, no wear, and full luster, it could be classified as mint state, which is a dream for collectors. Mint state coins, especially those graded MS-65 or higher, are in high demand, and collectors are always looking for well-preserved examples to upgrade their existing collections. And this is where you come in if you're just starting out as a collector, or if you've been casually looking at coins without knowing exactly what to check for. Let me give you a few tips that could help you spot something valuable in your own pocket or collection right now. Start by examining your coins under good lighting and with a magnifying lens. Don't rush, take your time and really look closely at the small details of the coin. Look at the lettering, the outline of the state, the shape of the rifle, and the Minuteman's features. Any strange lines, any signs of doubling or weird spacing could mean you're holding a rare variant. Pay attention to how centered the design is, if it's even slightly off, especially more than 10%, that could point to an off-center strike, and those are often worth significantly more than standard examples. And if your coin has a strange texture or coloration, take it seriously. It could be a missing clad layer or another type of striking error that's not common at all and could be highly valuable if confirmed. Store any potentially valuable coins in a safe and protective environment. Keep them in coin flips or holders and avoid handling them with bare hands. The oils from your skin can affect the surface and reduce the grade if you eventually choose to have it professionally assessed. Remember, never clean your coins even if they look a little dirty. Natural aging is more respected by collectors than an artificially shiny surface, and cleaning can destroy its numismatic value. Now, the most powerful tool you have as a collector is knowledge. Stay connected to the community. Watch videos, follow experts, attend coin shows, and read coin news every day. Someone finds something unexpected and valuable simply because they were paying attention and knew what to look for. And when it comes to the Massachusetts quarter, the potential is very real because these coins are still floating around in change rolls and forgotten drawers. Another great reason to keep your eyes open for the 2000 Massachusetts quarter is because it remains in high demand, especially among collectors who are building full sets. From the state quarters program, they often seek the best example from each state, and Massachusetts, with its bold historical design and collectible appeal, always ranks among the most desired states. In the early part of the series, there's just something powerful about seeing that Minuteman on the coin that pulls in patriotic energy and reminds us of where the country came from. It adds emotional value to the coin, and emotional value often drives up financial value too, because it connects the owner to the meaning behind the design, and that's something that can never be underestimated in the world of collecting. And now, if you're wondering what kind of price this coin can command, let me tell you the real deal as clearly as possible. A regular circulated Massachusetts quarter without errors and in average condition will hold its original face value of 25 cents, but if you happen to find one with a dramatic error like a double die or off-center strike, or one with a missing clad layer, you could be looking at a value that starts around $50 and can easily go into the hundreds. And for those flawless mint state examples, especially graded MS67 or above, the price can climb even higher, and in rare auctions some have been sold for over $1,000. Yes, you heard that right, a Massachusetts quarter worth more than $1,000 if it's the right combination of rarity and condition. So the next time you see a 2000 quarter with that proud Minuteman design, don't just toss it into your change jar. Look closer. Study it, feel the story behind it, and ask yourself, could this be the one? Keep your passion strong, keep your eyes sharp, and never stop hunting, because the world of coins is full of surprises and the next rare discovery could be waiting right in your hands right now. Top 4. We're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in modern U.S. history, the 2020 Salt River Bay Quarter. This coin may look like an ordinary piece of change, but it holds hidden value and incredible rarity. You need to know about this quarter. Features a beautiful design straight from the U.S. Virgin Islands, showcasing a thriving red mangrove tree and coastal shoreline. It's not just a coin, it's a tribute to nature and history, a symbol of preservation and culture right in the palm of your hand. Now here's where things get thrilling. The Salt River Bay Quarter has shown up with several rare mint errors that make collectors go absolutely wild. One of the most exciting is the struck through grease error, which causes parts of the design to look faded or missing, turning it into a valuable find. Another rare treasure is the die clash error, where ghost-like images from one side appear faintly on the other, creating a beautiful but strange illusion that serious collectors pay great money to own. There are also off-center strikes where the design is shifted and part of the coin's edge is blank. These are easy to spot and even easier to sell because they're in such high demand, especially if the date is fully visible. But don't overlook condition. A coin doesn't need an error to be valuable. If you've got a flawless uncirculated Salt River Bay Quarter in mint state, it can be worth far more than face value, especially if it's been professionally graded MS65 or higher. Let's not forget about the West Point Mint Mark coins from 2020. Those are limited and far more rare than Philadelphia or Denver versions. If you see a W on your quarter, hold on tight, because that's a very special piece. Collectors are actively hunting this coin. It's one of the last in the America the Beautiful series, and it's already becoming a favorite. The combination of limited minting, beautiful design, and known errors makes it a hot target for modern coin lovers. Now, if you're serious about finding one, here are a few tips. Always use a magnifying glass to check the details. Look closely at the tree, the water, the text, and the edges for anything odd or off-center. Never clean your coins, and always store potential treasures in a safe, dry place. And now the question everyone asks, what's it worth? A regular Salt River Bay Quarter in circulated condition holds its original value of 25 cents, but with a strong error or mint state grade, it can start at $50 and reach up to $250 or more. The most rare cases including high mint state and special mint marks like W. It has even reached the value of $500, so don't underestimate this coin. The next time you see that beautiful mangrove tree, don't pass it by. It might just be the small treasure that turns into a big reward. Keep looking, keep collecting, and never stop believing in the power of a single coin. Top 5, and last rare coin. We're diving into a quarter that's not just metal but a symbol of strength, liberty, and one of the most iconic states in America. The 2001 New York State Quarter. This is a coin that holds more than just value. It carries a piece of American heart and soul right in the palm of your hand, and if you've ever come across this coin or you have one tucked away somewhere, then you might want to take a very close look, because some of these coins could be worth way more than 25 cents. This isn't just any quarter, this is New York we're talking about. And when the U.S. Mint released this beautiful design in 2001 as part of the 50 State Quarters program, it made a bold statement honoring one of the most historically rich and culturally powerful states in the country. The design on the back features the Statue of Liberty standing proud and tall right over a detailed map of New York with the words, "Gateway to Freedom," engraved to remind every American of how this state welcomed millions of immigrants into the United States through Ellis Island. Now here's where things start to get really interesting and exciting for collectors. The 2001 New York Quarter might look common, but certain versions of it have become highly collectible and extremely valuable thanks to rare mint errors and high condition grading. If you've got one of these in the right condition or with one of these rare mistakes, you could be holding a serious treasure. One of the most sought after errors is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to appear shifted or partially missing. These off-center errors can make your quarter worth much more than face value depending on how dramatic the misalignment is, especially if the full date is still visible. Another thrilling find is the double die error. This is when the coin gets struck more than once slightly off alignment, causing parts of the image or lettering to appear doubled on the New York Quarter. This is usually spotted in the words liberty or the phrase gateway to freedom, or even along the outline of the state itself. These double dies are rare, and if they're clear and bold, they can be worth a lot to the right collector. Collectors are also buzzing about the possibility of missing clad layers. Some 2001 quarters have been discovered where the nickel coating didn't apply to one side properly, revealing the copper core underneath. It gives the coin a strange look and instantly increases its value. It's not something you see every day, and that makes it highly desirable. But even without a dramatic mint error, a regular 2001 New York Quarter in pristine condition can still be valuable. When we say pristine, we're talking about mint state condition. That means it hasn't been circulated, it has full original luster, no scratches, and all the tiny details are sharp and clear. A coin like this, graded MS65 or higher, can absolutely bring in premium value because collectors want the best examples for their state quarter sets. If you're holding one of these quarters and wondering if it's worth something, here's what you need to do. First, take a moment to really look at it under a bright light. Get yourself a magnifying glass and check the details. Is everything sharp? Is the strike even? Are there any strange marks or doubling that shouldn't be there? If anything looks out of the ordinary, put that coin aside because it might just be a rare find. Now let's talk about some tips for collectors, especially if you're just starting out or trying to get better at spotting valuable coins. First tip, always pay attention to the condition. Coins that are clean, shiny, and free of damage are always more desirable. Try to avoid touching them with your bare fingers because oils from your skin can lower their grade. Use gloves or hold them by the edge if possible. Second, always check for mint marks. The New York Quarter was minted in Philadelphia and Denver, so you'll usually see a P or a D near the front of the coin under the word Liberty. Both are collectible, but if you find a coin with unusual features plus high grade, then it's something you absolutely want to look deeper into. Third, if you're planning to store your coin, keep it in a safe, dry place away from moisture and light. Use coin flips or holders to protect it, and never ever clean the coin. Cleaning can scratch the surface and ruin its value. A coin with natural toning is still far more desirable than one that's been artificially shined. Another tip is to check coin rolls from banks. Believe it or not, some collectors have found high-grade or error coins simply by picking up rolls of quarters and going through them carefully. It takes patience, but the reward can be huge, especially with a coin like the 2001 New York Quarter, which is still out there in circulation. The beauty of this hobby is that the thrill never ends. Every time you look at a coin closely, there's a new possibility. You never know when your next Big discovery might show up. That's what keeps collectors searching, and that's what makes the New York quarter such a valuable part of the State Quarter series. It's got history, design, emotional value, and financial potential all wrapped into one piece of metal. And if you're building a full State Quarters set, then you already know the 2001 New York coin is one of the most important pieces. It's visually stunning and it holds deep meaning for Americans everywhere, because the Statue of Liberty represents not just New York but the idea of freedom that defines the nation. That emotional connection adds even more value to an already popular coin. Collectors around the country are always looking for top quality versions of this quarter for their sets, especially ones in mint condition or with errors. That's what keeps the demand high and the value rising as more and more people try to complete their collections with only the best examples they can find. So now the big question: how much can this coin be worth? A regular 2001 New York quarter from circulation without any errors or special condition will still be worth its original value of 25 cents, but if you find one with an off-center strike or a clear double die, or if it's missing a clad layer, the value can start around $50 and go much higher depending on how clean and dramatic the error is and if your coin is in mint state condition. Especially graded MS-67 or higher, then it could sell for $100 or even more. Rare auction examples in perfect grade with strong eye appeal have reached prices up to $250 in recent years, and if it's a unique error on top of that, it could even approach the $500 marquis. That's right, a New York quarter worth up to $500 depending on condition and rarity. So the next time you come across this coin with Lady Liberty and the map of New York, don't just toss it into your change jar. Take a moment, look at it closely, and ask yourself, what if this one is rare? What if this is the coin I've been waiting for? Because the answer could surprise you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep your eyes sharp, keep collecting, and never stop chasing that next rare find, because it could be closer than you think. Happy coin hunting and good luck on your next discovery.